Hey guys, Jeremiah here trapping today, and it's getting to be that time of year. It's spring beaver season, and so what that means is we're getting geared up, getting ready to make a few castor mound sets and get out there on the water. So looking at getting the traps ready, getting the drowning rigs and slide wires and everything else ready to go and the traps, but you gotta have lure. Okay, so a lot of these sets require lure. We've got a number of different trapping lures you can use. There's all kinds of lures on the market. It's nice sometimes to be able to make your own lure, get it quick, get it done. And of course, Beaver castor makes awesome lure. Ground up castor, very simple, really attractive. The only one problem here, this stuff is going for $70 a pound. And so there's a high premium, and every one of my casters is like gold. And so I use a little bit of it for beaver lure, but I hate not to send it off to get it sold and get some money for it. So the good news is you don't always need to use castor for your castor mound sets. Just a quick little tip here. All the beavers that I trap, I save the oil sacs. So the oil sacs, I've got a video on this, other people have videos on this. The oil sacs are just below the casters when you're cutting the casters out. Pretty easy to see. They're good for blending with other ingredients for different canine lures and stuff. They're really attractive. But the oil sacs have oil, as you might imagine, based on their description. And that is very attractive to other beavers. And so I save all these. Some of them I will put in glycerin to preserve, and others I will just go ahead and put them in a jug like this and I'll freeze them. These ones were frozen, I just thawed them out. And if you can get like a squirt bottle, it works really well, like a little funnel in a squirt bottle to use this at the set. But you can also just use this, a regular jar. I get a 4-ounce glass jar here. And I'm going to take my oil sacs and a sharp knife, puncture the oil sac, and just squeeze out the juice. And as you see, it's kind of a milky, brownish, greenish liquid. Now these oil sacs, you can also sell them. They're not nearly as valuable as the castor because there's no like perfume market or flavoring market like there is with castor. But there is a market among other lure makers in the trapping industry. So they're pretty popular and they're not as valuable as castors, but you could get, I think guys generally get like $5 a pound for them maybe. Now, to me, they're much more valuable using as a lure for beavers or for other animals if you feel like doing this. And once you squeeze these out, squeeze the oil out of the sac, this thing isn't ready to get thrown away yet. See, I take these and I grind them up and I mix them in some of the lures that I use for predators, for marten, for fisher, for coyotes, fox. And so these are still pretty valuable as an ingredient in lure. And there's a lot of scent in them. Just because you get the oil out doesn't mean that you need to throw them away. So you're going to use this lure just like you would use castor, ground up castor. It's more of a liquid consistency, so you don't need to mix it with glycerin or anything else to make it lighter. And it pours really well. It squirts out of a bottle pretty well. Here you could just pour little droplets of it on the castor mound, or you could take a stick and dab it in and stick it on. But that's pretty simple. Just thought I'd share that with you. Just another way to get some quick beaver springtime beaver trapping lure. Works great. Thanks.